What's up? Whoops. Whoops. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. Apologies. Apologies for all the people who logged into the show originally the first time. My bad, y'all. My bad. I was trying to give y'all a look from the races. I was trying to give y'all a look from the Del Mar Fair County Ground Racing opening day. Internet not good. Internet not good. I got to figure out what's going on. That was probably a combination of many things. It was a combination of many things, I can assure you. But we are here. But I have returned. Again, apologies to all. Let me put this in the chat pack before people show up. Let me see. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. So yeah, that's on me, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe. Could have been. Could have been. Possibly. So I don't really know. I don't really know. Y'all saw it happening. It was a screen up. It was black. It was trying. And then it didn't work. Shout out to trying to figure out how to get this thing rolling in any way we can at all costs, just to see how it percolates and how it works, just to see it fall short. So it happens. It happens, man. Yeah, bro, I'm already back. Look at that technology. Bruh, I'm already back. Affy, what up? I'm back. I had to come back, y'all. So the idea was to be live from Del Mar. I wasn't. Now, luckily, I don't live that very far, and traffic's not bad. So 15 minutes from here to there. Look, see, I still got the mic on. Let me see. That's what doing is saying cars online. What? Okay. You're as confused as my internet was at Del Mar. But the goal was to be at Del Mar today. The goal, yeah, always. Got to keep grinding, Affy, 100%. Always. So the goal today was to do the show live from Del Mar. I saw Scott. So for all the people wondering, I saw Scott. What up, Tito? I saw Scott, had a small conversation with him. Saw Beto, had a small conversation with him. By the way, last night, I have two stories for you today on this show. Today's show was going to be about the two stories and also some conversation about LeBron James and what he did the other day. So, need Cap to be your engineer? No. I needed Cap's equipment. That's what I should have. I should have asked Cap to leave his equipment. He offered, but I thought it was good because I was there previous with the day with him, testing the lines and all that. But so last night, I saw Cap. I saw Alex. We were all together last night. At the opening day party for the Great Friends Stable. Nah, Tito, I had, you know what, Tito? It might have been the first time I met Beto. No. I've met Beto once before that. That was maybe my second time meeting him. The pics or there should be the picture of us together. Aztec should be somewhere either on. Oh wait, that doesn't exist. I'm so used to saying, oh, it's on Kaplan and Crew Insta. I'll get the picture. I didn't take a picture last night. People were taking pictures. So I can't, Affy, I'm not gonna talk about no other man's money, bro. You gotta talk to Scott about if he got a new deal at ESPN yet. I'm not gonna discuss another man's money. But I will tell y'all, I had a conversation with him today. Yesterday I was with him at Del Mar, setting up for today. I had a small conversation with him today. Had a little bit of a conversation with him last night. Saw Alex last night. But again, we've had Alex on the pod, so that's not new. And it was just good to just be in the same room, talking and chatting. You got to ask him about that, Affy. So having the crew together, just chatting. Fat Tony was there. Shout out to Fat Tony. Michael Umbacher was there. Shout out to Michael Umbacher. There's someone else I'm forgetting. There was another person there last night, and I'm forgetting you, and my apologies 1000%. What is his name? But there are a lot of people there at the Great Friends opening day. Shout out to Craig Data and the people at Six Score. Shout out to Dr. Chow. Just saw a lot of good people last night, man. A lot of free drinks, and when the drinks are free, the good times are flowing. And so, shout out to the sis, Scott's sister. She was out there. Turnt. Scott's kids were there. They're all adults. So yeah, man, it was a good time last night to be had at La Berge up in Del Mar. It was a great time, man. Lots of drinks, lots of happy faces, lots of friendly faces. And so yeah. Good times. There's no announcements. I'm not making any announcements. There was no plan for Scott to make any announcements. There was no plan for Scott to be on the show today. Y'all know why. Y'all know why. You can be friends with people still and not have them appear on your podcast. That is possible. So yeah. Mr. Defzilla, what up? Hello, Defzilla. So yeah, man, it was a good time, and today was a good effort, but whatever was going on with the internet didn't work. I did not see the Bensons. I did not see David P. Tito. I haven't seen or heard from the Bensons in a while, man. Shout out to the Bensons. I love the Bensons. The Bensons, my people. I got to reach out to them and see what's going on with them. I see them when I check in on Facebook. Hey, so you got to go to where the people are. You got to go to where the people are, man. That's all. Oh, what's up, Lorenzo? What's going on, bro? See, people be having these names on the internet, bro. What up, Lorenzo? What's popping with you, dog? Good to see you. Welcome. Like and subscribe to the show, big dog. Welcome. Long time. So let me get to I had a couple of stories I wanted to tell on the show today. At some point, I'm going to get to LeBron because I want to tell a story about LeBron. I had this too, live from Del Mar. Clearly, we're not. I'm in the shed. Shout out. And eventually we'll get to LeBron Still Got It, and I'll explain what that's about. But I'm going to tell y'all a story about what happened to me last night. Well, not this morning, roughly this morning. So, as you know, I'm a father of children. And as I'm walking around my house, I'm trying to get ready. So I'm not in a hurry, but I'm moving around, I'm lifting stuff, I'm moving stuff. But I'm trying to get the stuff together for the show to pack it up and get it out and then get it gone. Have you ever been dealing with your children or dealing with the stuff your children have left behind and almost lost your life? So today, this morning to be exact, here I am. I'm trying to get ready. I have most of my work stuff stored in my setup. So I'm going back and forth. I'm getting in my bag. I'm putting my stuff in my bag. I'm taking the remnants, the leftover stuff from here and over there, right? So I'm doing all this. I'm doing a lot of moving around. In the process of moving around, going out of the side door and going back into the house, my feet, I'm not wearing shoes. My toes get caught up in those string backpacks. And as I'm trying to position myself to get my toes out of the string backpack, I fall over a high chair. And when I tell you I fell over the high chair, I'm 6'7", and I lost complete use of one foot. And the other leg just got taken out by the high chair. And when falling over said high chair, I then fell over the table. When I tell y'all about death, and I consider myself an agile person, I can still dunk a basketball. I'm not out of shape. I'm not overweight. Everything is still in the right place. Nothing's hanging low. Nothing's been lifted high. When I tell you my toes got caught in the strings of this backpack, I knew I was in trouble. What's up, girl? What's up, Lisa? So, and I appreciate that. So, when I tell you my toes got caught in the strings of this backpack, I knew I was in trouble. Because, again, there are 5 kids, 4 of them have these backpacks. So, it's like a spider web. Michael Panis, well, I'm going to put a star by your question. I'm going to answer how packed was Del Mar getting in. I'm going to answer this question for you because I was there around 9:30, so it may have changed. But I'll get in there. I'll start your question because I'm going to answer it. So there are 4 of these backpacks. So there are 8 strings. When I tell you, it was as if I had been chained at the ankle. I had no chance. I had no chance. And so we just got this high chair. It's a new high chair. And so the high chair is supposed to be the type of high chair that the baby can have throughout its life, right? So it's like it's a baby chair now, and then it'll be a toddler chair, and then it'll just be a chair. This wasn't my purchase. When I tell you I fell over that, okay? Now again, picture in your mind, one foot being tangled up in these stupid ass string bags. The other leg now tackled by a multi-stage high chair. And then the rest of the torso just whop on the dining room table. I was hurting. Toes hurt, chest hurt, shoulder hurt. I don't fall a lot. And at 44, falling at 44 is not like falling at 24. Okay? Falling at 44 feels like the end. Falling at 44 it literally felt like the end. It felt like this was it, y'all. I felt like I wasn't going to make it to Del Mar for this broadcast. I wouldn't been making it back. I didn't think I was going to make the next 2 feet. When I tell you my big ass fell all over that table, hit the ground, blah, 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 blah. Man, listen. Man, it felt like it felt like everything was falling. I feel like the room was upside down, bro. Falling at 44 ain't the look. It's just not, y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know how old y'all are. And I don't know when the last time you fell when you had no choice but to fall. And the only question on this fall was, how many things am I going to hit on the way down? That was me. That was me this morning. That was me this morning around 7:50. Fell down, lost a leg. Other leg got taken out by a high chair. Rest of the body hit the table. It wasn't my most athletic moment. Needless to say, those bags don't exist no more. Because when you fall over your kid's stuff, oh, it's going in the trash. What? Fuck these bags. What? Cut the strings. Just once I realized I wasn't dead. Once I realized I wasn't dead, I went to work on them bags. Snip, snip, snip. They were free bags too, so it didn't cost me any money. I don't care how much it would have cost. Snip, snip. I cut all them little strings. Snip, 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 snip. Just man down. SOS. That was my story. That was my story, man. I was hurt. I was legit hurt. I limped for about 20 minutes. I took some scissors to those bags. And now, I can't throw out the high chair because we literally just bought it yesterday. And I can't throw away the table because we need it. But whatever I could kill after that is dead, y'all. So that's my story. But yeah. But it was good to see everybody last night. Okay. Michael Pennis, to answer your question before I get to LeBron. And by the way, I appreciate everybody for coming back after the snafu that happened earlier today. So I appreciate that. So now let's dive into the story. Michael Pennis asks, how packed was Del Mar getting in? You know, as I was setting up, and again, this is 10 o'clock. I think the first race is at 1:50. I had the book, but I don't have it. So normally around this time, you can feel the energy at the racetrack. You can feel the buzz of the racetrack. You can feel like something's happening. Okay, the horses are around the paddock. People are starting to trickle in. There are local news organizations with their entire, like KUSI is usually, so we're usually on the paddock on the second floor. Same setup as this year. You off to the right, you can see KUSI does their morning show from there. So they've occupied the entire patio on the lower right outside the paddock. And they usually have a big table, canopy, 2 cameras, 3 people on air, 5 people working around it. So there's buzz there. They're interviewing people. There's people walking through. And I'm talking about even when it's early, even when it's super early. And I'm calling 10 o'clock super early. And this is around 10 o'clock. This is before I begin to set up because Scott was still breaking down his ESPN setup. And so as I'm looking around, I'm not seeing KUSI there. I see a couple of horses, but I don't see walking into Del Mar. There's always an energy. There's always a buzz. And at this particular time, I didn't feel it. Not saying that it's not going to be there. Because as I was rushing out to get here to do this, there appeared to be people coming. There appeared to be people showing up. But I don't necessarily know how packed today is going to be. Which is good for some people, it's bad for some people. It depends on how you intake the horse racing. They do a lineup of amazing things. Shout out to Aaron, who has always been very gracious and has always welcomed me and has always welcomed Kaplan and crew. She's always welcomed the family up into the office just to, and to talk about all the things that they have coming up. And for her to not have made the show sucks because she was going to come on the show. I had her scheduled for 11:50. I'm sorry, at 10:50. But they have a outstanding lineup of things there. I'll get her on some way, somehow. I'll message her to get her on maybe this way. But the things that they have on, the things that they have planned, I'll have her on and we'll get to some of that stuff. But it'll get there. It was a trickle of people. Now, what I will tell you, on my way out as I was, busting ass to get out of there to get here, there was a lot of people drinking in the parking lot. So I don't know what that equates to. Maybe that's a sign of the economy. Maybe that's a sign of the economy when people are drinking in the parking lot before they go into the races. So I never done that. I never tailgated. I saw multiple groups of people in a general parking lot tailgating, youth, young men drinking pitchers, getting lit. 10 a.m. on a Friday. Well, I think at that particular time it was like 10:30. So at 10:30 is 1 o'clock somewhere. So drink up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that there will be a large crowd there today. There always is. There's always a great time there on opening day. Too bad I'm going to miss this, but it's probably the first opening day I've missed in 7 years. This is the first opening day I think. No. This is the first opening day I have missed in 10 years. Yes. The first opening day I've missed in 10 years. Tito says, shout out Latina Lisa, comedy night again soon with Browner. Yes. By the way, the comedy show I'm working on coming up, I'm going to try to get Jason Lawhead in the building. I'm working with some other local comics too. I'm going to try to get them to come by just to try to, widen the net of people who I work with when it comes to comedy. But there is a comedy special I'm working on. I'm working on shooting this comedy special. I'm working on selling this comedy special to Amazon. So the jokes have progressed, but I'll get to that at a different time. Today's not the day to discuss that. But shout out to Tito for asking that question to Lisa. There will be another comedy. There will be another stand-up, but this stand-up is going to be video. So because I'm trying to turn this into a special. Work with your boy. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this thing. LeBron still got it, y'all. 100% LeBron still got it. LeBron James was at Fan Fest, which is a thing thrown on by Michael Rubin. If you don't know who Michael Rubin is, Michael Rubin's, a member of the society. You take those air quotes for whatever you want them to take them for. If you're listening on pod, those were air quotes. So at Fan Fest, LeBron was saying, "Oh, what team y'all think I should go to?" And people were screaming Miami and Philadelphia, Cleveland, Golden State. He then followed that up the next day, doing a one-on-one at pretty much the same type of conference, talking about business. And obviously, he got to the point of where he was talking about what he's going to do, and he was explaining how he's coming about making a decision. Word has now gotten out that the NBA has not released their schedule this year because they're waiting to see who LeBron chooses to play with. Let me repeat that again. The NBA has not released their schedule because they're waiting to find out which team LeBron is going to play with. Therefore, which team are we going to put on television 1 billion times? And again, I have zero issues with this. Because whoever he chooses, you better put him on TV every game he plays, every game he can go, you better show him. That goes for ESPN, that goes for Prime, that goes for NBA TV. Whatever game he can be on, you put him on. And this is why I'm praying he chooses the Warriors. If LeBron James chooses the Warriors, that gives this show so much content, y'all. If LeBron James chooses the Warriors, that gives this show so much content, dog. So much content. If he chooses Cleveland, it's a story for a week, and then that's the end of it. If he chooses Miami, it's a story for the week, and that's the end of it. If he chooses Golden State, or Minnesota, if he chooses Golden State or Minnesota, this thing will have legs. Throughout the year, it will have legs. If he chooses Philly, throughout the year, it will have legs. There was a report that it was down to 2 teams. There's also, and this is what happens with LeBron. This is why I'm telling you, LeBron still got the fastball when it comes to off-season speculation. Steve Kerr was talking to some fans in Vegas. They said to him, hey, you should make sure you sign LeBron. Steve Kerr looks out the window and said, we got him. That was 2 days ago. LeBron out here now today telling people he don't know where he's going to go. Decision ain't being made. LeBron James has hijacked the NBA to the point they won't even release the schedule because they don't know what team he's on. When it comes to propaganda, when it comes to media manipulation, when it comes to, making sure the masses conversate about you, there's nobody. He is King James. Facts. LeBron is the GOAT when it comes to people talking about someone in the offseason. When it comes to talking about people while no games are being played, LeBron James is the GOAT. Nobody can move content like LeBron James in the offseason. Nobody. And we live in a highly charged media world. Everybody's got a podcast, guilty. Everybody, these networks, they all have podcasts after their show because everybody has to own their own IP. IP stands for intellectual property. This is something where if you own the show, if you're Colin Cowherd, if you're Stephen A. Smith, this is why Stephen A. Smith has his own show on Mad Dog Radio, because these are what they call IPs. You have to own your own intellectual property. So if you ever get fired by the entity, let's say Fox Sports or ESPN or CBS or ABC, you get fired by one of these groups, you own your own intellectual property. You can then go on your pod the following day and say whatever the hell you want after being exited out of the larger mothership type companies. So that's why you see all these guys, and Stephen A. Smith with his own pod. That's how you see Shannon Sharpe now fall off and develop his own pod with Ocho and Joe Johnson. Because he can do these things because he owns the IP. He owns his own name. I, the John Browner Podcast, I own my own IP. That's why I implore everybody to like, share, and subscribe to the pod, man. Because I own this. This is going nowhere. No matter what viral whatever happens, this will always be as long as I want it to be. As long as you help me make this to be a thing, it will always be a thing. There is a boost coming to the show. There is another development coming to this show. This show is going to transition into a larger thing. But until it does, continue to help me get to 500. By tomorrow, by Monday, when we come back on Monday, we will be talking World Cup. This graphic on Road to 500 will have the JBP, the John Browner Podcast, as the exit. But help your boy get to 500. I'm appreciative to everybody who's downloaded a podcast or subscribed to the show. I 100% appreciate it, man. You guys have been gracious with your time, even when I can't get the show to work. Y'all have been gracious with y'all time. Y'all have been very, vocal and appreciative of the pod. And I can't do nothing but continue to thank y'all and appreciate y'all. I ain't gonna take much of y'all time. Y'all know what that means. So crazy when that happens now. So crazy when that happens now. Normally, I do the show from 10 to 11. I waited till 10:30 to try to get the show up on the up at Del Mar. Didn't work. But that's what this is about, man. That's what this is about. Learning, growing. As always, if you want to be a part of the show in one way or another, you can always email me at thejohnbrownerpodcast@gmail.com. You can always find me on X, obviously. You can also always find me on the Sporting Tribune. Shout out to all my people at the Sporting Tribune. More coming with them and from them. So you just picking things up, man. Just picking things up. Again, head over to YouTube, subscribe to the show. It's a Friday. I want y'all to have a good time. Hopefully I'll see y'all out at Del Mar at some point during the year. We can toast. We can toast to a drink. If not, I'll see y'all Monday. Shout out to the World Cup. Hopefully Spain beats Argentina. Not that I don't like Messi, but y'all know what's going on. Y'all know what it is. Till Monday. Peace.